All right. Good evening and welcome to TV Bakwetu. Uh, Around 21 hours. I am so sorry. We had to start a little late because about 10 minutes late because I've been trying to get Patriotic Front Acting Secretary General Mr. Nixon Chilangwa to join me on this program. I am very excited today because um, at Stevie Bakwetu, we are continuing to offer a platform where people can come and interact and have a political discourse on matters of public interest. And so um, uh, Mr. Nixon Chilangwa did accept to come to the program. He did accept our invitation to come and join us today for this wonderful program. He, however, has some technical difficulties joining and linking up or, on the link, the gadgets that he's using. He has some difficulties. I've been talking to him. I've been trying to get him here, and I'm hoping that he joins me even as he works through these, technical issues. But I thought, out of respect for our viewers, out of respect for our followers, we are going to go ahead and offer a wonderful interactive show today. At some point, I'm going to share with you our link that where we can have some selected guests to join us. But meanwhile, you know how we do it here. Tell me where you're watching me from, because as we wait for SG Chilangwa, one of the things I want to do is talk about some of the breaking news that are happening. Again, yesterday we had a wonderful program where we were discussing inflation, rising prices, and so on and so forth. And a few of my opinions have been challenged as it's supposed to be in a democracy. We have to agree to disagree on ideas. And so let me just share with you some of the news and highlights of the week. I want you to know that not too long ago, Bank of Zambia has announced that our Forex reserves have risen up to $3 billion. That interprets into about 3 months of import cover. Okay, that is very important news that you need to know. As you may know, our Forex reserves are strategic in a way that if at all something happened, government was unable to collect taxes, government was unable to raise revenue, they can use Forex reserves to ensure that the country can operate for the next 3 months, and that they have a strategic purchasing abilities for 3 more months as the government works out to replenish its reserves. And so you have to understand that that's important. That's very important to actually have as a country. The other issue is increase again in fuel, a little bit of an increase in the fuel. The reason why I like the monthly review of the oil and gas pump prices in Zambia is because it's very reflective of global oil marketing prevailing situation. It is very reflective because what used to happen in the past was a situation where oil marketing companies would approach Energy Regulations Board. When they approach the regulation authority, they would say, "Oh, fuel prices or oil, imports are becoming expensive. Here is our proposal that we increase fuel at such and such a percentage." Then ERB will sit down look at the proposal, and then they will send it off, whether they agree to that or they will offer a counter proposal. That is exactly what used to happen. And usually that didn't happen on a monthly basis. That happened maybe quarterly and so on and so forth. They changed it to where they are now doing it on a monthly basis. And so I like that policy because it helps to actually have cost reflective prices at the pump price. Okay. So I'm waiting on SG Chilangwa. He's trying to join. And so we are trying to see if we can actually have him join us. SG Chilangwa has had some technical difficulties joining. We've been trying to help him to get onto the program so that he can join us. And so he's trying according to the information that I have. And so this program, before he joins us, I want you to know something. And I'm going to pull my board like I always do. Okay? I'm going to pull my board like I always do. You have to understand something, Zambians. Yesterday, I was telling people in Zambia right now, there are no shortcuts. There's not going to be development that is going to happen in a shortcut way. We have to buckle up. We have to buckle up. Inflation rate is dropping. Again, we've discussed this issue extensively here on TV Bakwetu. Mr. Mtwale was here with me and Linda, and we discussed it extensively. But a lot of people are asking, okay, what the argument has been today? Oh no, we had 2.6 billion reserves. At one point last year, it dropped to about 1.5 billion Forex reserves at Bank of Zambia. It dropped, yes. It dropped because of many expenses that the PF government was actually using. They were using that money for what it is intended for. But the depletion of Forex reserves, is also very risky for stability in the markets. You understand me, eh? And so when you deplete your Forex reserve, it is very, very, very hard to intervene every time there is a market failure. You need Forex reserves for you to intervene in the markets if there's a failure in the market, in the financial markets. Or if Kwacha, for instance, starts, starts depreciating, Bank of Zambia tends to go ahead and intervene using Forex reserves. And so the importance of Forex reserves is market correction. You got to understand that. Okay, I'll give you an example of a country that has built its Forex reserve to an extent that it can stay for years and years and years and years, even under sanctions. That's Russia. Russia spent many years to build a chest of Forex reserve, 600 billion plus. And so when sanctions came in, Russia is able to withstand any sanctions because of that. And so when we tell you that it is good that Zambia now is moving towards 3 months import cover, which we didn't have up until now. Now we can argue and debate about numbers. We can argue and debate about how much was there before. The fact of the matter is that we didn't have 3 months of import cover before this week, before this announcement. Okay? And so it's very, very important for many people to understand that. And again, remember, there's been some people here arguing and telling me, No, you're telling lies because Zambia accepted or was put on IMF special drawings rights. Yes, that's very true. But what you're missing is that being given $1.4 billion special drawing rights doesn't interpret into your own local forex reserves. You're making your interpretation is flawed. It's flawed on number one. It's flawed because um, you're you are adding 1.4 billion special drawing rights onto the local forex reserve that PF had in the bank, in the reserves. You can't do that. Let me tell you, and I saw someone logged in here, and I'm hoping that that was SG Chilangwa trying to log in using a different account. Once it gets here, I will immediately loop him in. Okay. All right. So after IMF gave Zambia special drawing rights of about 1.4 billion, what people are doing, what the PF pundits and opposition pundits are doing, they're arguing that they're adding 1.4 billion to, let me find my marker. That way we can, you know how we do it here. Okay. let's do this. Yes, Zambia was given, IMF gave Zambia $1.4 billion special drawing rights. Okay? Yes, they did. But you don't add this. Don't add this amount the reason why you don't add this to the forex reserve is that this is not hard currency that is given to you as a country. This is not hard currency that is given to you. The IMF just says, okay, you have depleted your forex reserves. Because you have depleted your forex reserves, we are giving you special rights to draw from your $1.4 billion every time you need import cover. It doesn't mean that that money is given to Bank of Zambia to keep at BOZ. That's not how this works. Okay? John. Yes, sir. Okay, okay. I just saw his message. I'll get back to him about that. Let me just see what I can do. Ah. So that was someone trying to get Mr. Chilangwa here. Mr. Chilangwa is he's failed to come in because of technical issues with his phone. I'll have to bring him back again so that we can have a conversation here. We can give him a platform. We can give him this TV Bakwetu is for everyone. You have an idea, you can come here. And so we are affording the opposition, the largest opposition by numbers of MPs in the parliament, an opportunity to come here and be challenged. That's what Punch for Punch is for, is to try and get the opposition, the platform to say their ideas. And we will challenge them in those ideas. And that's what we do here. Meanwhile, let me continue and explain to you what 3 billion. Remember, Zambia is now at $3 billion in forex reserve. 3 billion. 3 billion. Hakainde Hichilema has done it in 10 months, less than a year, brought that back to 3 months of import cover. 3 months of import cover. Okay? Now, pundits out there, okay, pundits out there are saying, no, there's nothing to celebrate about this. You guys are liars. We had 2 point something, we had 1.7, we had 1.5, and then IMF gave us a special drawing rights for $1.4 billion. So, yama 3 billion, boza. But that's not true. That money was not there. That money was being used. PF was using the reserves to prop up the kwacha. Even in the midst of a failing economy, they were using the reserves that we had. Okay, so to say, no, this was there, money was there, but money was not there. The intervention in the exchange rate to stabilize the kwacha that the PF Bank of Zambia governor was using the reserves to prop up the economy, to prop up the kwacha. He was using the reserves. It is because that they had depleted the reserves at one point. I'm not very sure specifically on the times, but I know that they had depleted the reserves to about 1 billion plus, 1.5 or 1.7 billion. That was less than 3 months of import cover. And because that is so dangerous for any sovereign nation, that itself, the depletion of import cover, means that your financial situation as a nation is in dire need of special drawing rights. That's why they're called special drawing rights. They don't give you the 1.4 billion in your bank, local central bank. They just tell you you have the right to access $1.4 billion from IMF in case you need emergency imports or interventions that requires to stabilize your currency. Okay? Yeah, but Musonda, listen, that's a technical error right there. Because what we need to do is to realize that this money is not in Forex reserves. It's not our money. Okay, it's not our money. Okay, let's come back. What does this mean for local people? Let's talk about that, because that's important. That's very important. Let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at the bigger picture. There are 3 things that are important. And me, as someone who has some technical know-how on economics, development economics. Number 1 is the aim, and what I see happening is first, number 1 is to grow the economy. And if you heard yesterday, I emphasized growth of the economy, grow the economy. If you can't grow the economy, there will be no jobs in Zambia. I want you to listen to me, Zambians. Belami bepo obufi. Abantu aba n'abemma n'enkapi. They are here to mislead people. Okay? They are out misleading people on a daily basis. Government is not the answer for job creation in the country. Do you know why I'm saying jobs? The reason why Zambians, you feel like you are poor, you can't afford anything, is because you have no jobs. It's not because prices na yakwela. You know, abantu abakwatenda lama. Let me tilt to our local language, because they are telling us to be telling, and I'll talk in Nyanja, and people, because this is where we're coming. The urban dwellers are the ones that are raising all these chaos, noise and so on and so forth. But listen to this. Again, if you're just joining here, PFSG Chilangwa has technical difficulties joining. And so I'm going to talk about the issues that are prevailing right now. And we are going to reschedule him. He's coming. He hasn't refused to come, but he's coming. He has difficulties to join. And so I will go on and talk about the prevailing issues. And so I am going to tell you what's happening. You are saying that prices now. They have people who have appointed themselves as spokespersons for the poor. There are people who have actually appointed themselves as spokespersons for the Zambian poor. Okay, now let's get something very, very clear here. A lot of times when you have inflation in the economy and prices rise, generally speaking, prices don't come down. Prices don't usually come down. So when you hear people say, Mutengo ubwereko pansi, that's not even possible. Anywhere in the world, when there is inflation, prices rise generally over time. As the economy grows, prices rise too. What is important, again, what is important is to ensure that the rate of change of prices is slower than the increase in things like job creation, GDP rate, and also your wage rate. Let me show you here very quickly. Let me show you. If we drew tilembe bazungu nabo punzila banakamba model. If you drew a model and said on the x-axis, this is the x-axis. You want to school. This is y-axis. Y-axis, x-axis. We are going to draw the trend. Okay, this is a trend. This is timeline. Let's say 2010, 2011, 2012, and so on and so forth, right? In this timeline, prices are rising. Often what happens is mitengo za vintu imakwela. Okay, this is price here. More, eh? Apa this price is 0. Unga apa unga uli 10 kwacha, 50 kwacha, 150, 200 kwacha, and so on and so forth. My prices yamakwela over time. Okay, unga we mwenzo gula 20 ngwe muri bakaunda. Now you're buying it, even in 2010 and 2011, you're buying it higher. So you have to understand that prices yamakwela over time. Okay, this is price of, let's just say milimi. We'll be telling the people the truth, not bazikunaman every day. Milimi here, milimi unga. The milimi price usually rises over time. Mwaona ya? Yikwela, mkaona ka trend kakwela over time, over the prices on the X. Nishi ikwela ma prices. What we are telling you, basazikuna man, basakuna many balls abantu, ama pandits pa social media. Okay? Price ya unga, over time it grows. Okay? It grows. What we want to do is that kamulaini kenangu munivesese maningi. I want you to follow me. Wunga, uyu ni wunga. Price ya wunga ikwela. What you want in the economy when a good government is brought in and it starts solving what we call macroeconomic fundamentals. Okay? What you want is that kamulaini kenangu, what we call job and unemployment rate should drop, or opposite of that is the employment availability. The rate of employment in the economy should be higher than the prices, and also the rate at which this price is rising should be slower. Makaona kama dota, it's the same line, but you want it to grow slower than line ya chani, e line inangwi. This line is jobs, nchito. And then this is price ya unga. Another line that should be above that line is the rate of wages. Umvera? Munivesese. Ili pansi ayabili malaina niya unga. Bunga uri expensive wadula unga wadula koma. Imwenga mulina nchito oro iyo nchito amene mulinayo, your wages are good, you won't complain. Simuza chita complain kuti unga wadula. You see what I'm doing? These are the things that they are not telling you. The only way that the rate of wages it can be above the price of wunga, tomato, onion, and all that stuff is when we can correct the economic leakages. We can fix the economy. If we fix the economy, Mumvera, we have to fix the economy. Fix the economy. You fix the economy. Mukashita fix economy. You are able to grow the economy so that you have more jobs, so that the rate of wages, ndalama sarale, mufola, the rate at which it's growing should be above the rate of inflation. That's what we're saying. These things, a lot of you say, nima theory. But these are the theories that are called applied theories. These are applicable theories. If you ignore these theories, you have a bad economy. You end up with no jobs. No jobs. There is no two ways about it. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. Takuli shortcut. Velami be pobufi. These are frustrated people who lost elections in 2021. They are regrouping. They're trying to make you feel like there is no hope. They're trying to make you feel like there is nothing that the government of President Hakainde Hichilema is not doing. They're trying to erode your confidence in the presidency of Hakainde Hichilema. They're trying to take away all the hope that you have placed on your own government. These people that you see every day, kudandaula, they didn't even vote for him. They didn't even vote for UPND. That's okay though. That's okay. Because that's what democracy is about. Democracy is about people who support you and people who don't support you. What is not okay is for people to continue peddling doubt in what is being implemented. You ask me, when are the jobs coming? The jobs are coming when we fix the economy. When we fix this economy, already you can see that because of the improved environment of doing business in Zambia, 100 million. Zambia is investing 100 million. Not kwacha, sima kwacha. 100 million in expansion. In expansion of their business activities in Zambia. And for export of food and agribusiness. Zambia is committed 100 million in expansion. That's what you want. You want expansion of business because these businesses are the ones that create jobs. These businesses create jobs. When they're expanding, they create jobs. But you have to do something very important. You have to fix the economy first. There is no two ways about it. But Vincent Tishala, Patweba, 80 million by Zambia breweries. Why on? Ama businesses ngayambo kuchita invest in expansion ekufume nchito ndiye kuchoka ndalama imo mukaenda kusevenza ku Zambia breweries mukaenda kusevenza ku Zambifu bakachita expand awa wa Zambi bakaba kuti tentike 100 million to expand business activities. You have jobs. You get jobs. Manchito. Okay? Zambian breweries says, no, now it's a 80 million in our expansion. It is those business expansions that create jobs, not government. Yeah. Not government. These are good jobs. These are good Zambian companies. We need 10 of these doing this. We need 10 more of Zambian companies of such nature to create more jobs. Don't listen. Don't listen to naysayers. Bring the information, guys. Let's share. First quantum, 1.3 million. First quantum, mine. But the committee zingati, 1.3 billion. Expansion. These are the jobs, Vane. Musa Zimverela Bantu. They're misleading you. They're causing you to doubt of the change that you made, the correct change that you made. You can call me on names, and you see them calling us names. Oh, Afuna and Chito. Oh, Afuna and Chito. That's why he's doing it. Well, that's why I'll defend the correct things. I will defend the correct things. And I'm not joining the Hakainde government. I'm not. Not even if President Hakainde says Aka come and be PS of Ministry of Finance, I'll say no, sir. Thank you very much for your offer, but I'm very comfortable where I am. Very comfortable. Sinchito ya, we've been fighting for you. I've always been singing jobs, jobs, jobs. Kuti kusauka kusile. These self-appointed common presidents or whatever you call them, they are lying to you. There is no government that is going to solve all the problems that you have. It is a lie. Basazikuna money. When you create a favorable environment, mucho samoma corruption. If you remove corruption in the economy, that is the corruption. Ija corruption ma contract, ma tenders, each other. When you take that out of the equation, you create an environment for businesses to create jobs. Create jobs. Basazukuna money. President Hakainde Hichilema has not only created an enabling environment for investor confidence in the Zambian economy, but he has gone further by creating markets. He's going out and saying, look, Zambia is ready for business. Zambia is ready to start manufacturing batteries, electric batteries. He's going out there creating a message of value chain improvement in our raw resources. China. We want manufacturing companies to manufacture batteries in Zambia. Kwasila. When we say these things, we know what's coming. We know what's coming. Here in the United States, President Joe Biden, bless his heart, and his government, they're struggling to fight inflation. Inflation is skyrocketing here in the USA, even in Europe, everywhere. But Hakainde Hichilema, you see, muziona na leaders will support. Mwamona muntu. You have a great leader in President Hakainde Hichilema. It's a support. We can see the value in the president. This is a president who has said, I don't even need the salary. President Hakainde hasn't taken a salary. But can't have a president. I don't need a salary. I'm here to serve you. Compare now the first time, the last three presidents, former President Edgar Lungu, former President Michael Sata, the late, may he so rest in peace, former President Rupia Banda, when they came into power, what did they do first? Increase salaries for themselves. Okay? Support. You should see these people that are always complaining, these people that are always bitter complaining, these people don't just like Hakainde Hichilema because of Hakainde Hichilema. They don't like him. They've never liked him. In opposition, they wanted him dead when he was in prison for fake charges on treason. These are the people who are calling for Hakainde Hichilema's imprisonment for life. These are the same people. So don't. Now today they want to tell you that oh tikambako chabe tikakambako mutitukana. No, sukambako chabe. You've been against President Hakainde since he was in opposition. Sikukambako chabe. Yeah. If you're balanda coffee. We have freedom of speech, the country but you've been against the man. Let's be truthful here. He said, let's not hide in democracy. Tikambako chabe. That's not Bakambako chabe. Every day, every news that comes on, there's a complaint. Every news. We are hiring 30,000 teachers. No! How come? But complaint. We are hiring 17,000 health workers. No! Pamanje, complaint. No! First Quantum Mines that said $1.3 billion, they're going to commit $1.3 in Zambia. No! We need mines, we need the homegrown solution. Yalikuti ma homegrown solution. Yalikuti. 10 years. 10 years. Now you see, when you tell them about their past, you see what they say. We don't care about the past. We want now. I've never heard such a horrendous thing. No, we don't want to talk about the past. Don't talk about the past. They don't want you to talk about the past because they don't want to be reminded that the problems we are going through were created by them. They don't want you to talk about. They don't want you they don't want us to remind you, the people who caused the problems we have. Oh, sakambako fakudala. Tenti kambe manje. What are the solution? Oh no, Zambians need to run mines. No problem. Where the Zambians are, many who needs to run the mines? They can't mention 5, even 1. They can't. They can't. They don't mean well for you. They don't mean well for you. People who they have no interest in making sure that President Hakainde Hichilema succeeds in his presidency, which is a direct effect for every poor Zambian. They don't want President Hakainde to succeed. They want him to fail so they have a reason to say, Hilmaona, Akagiwa. You see? That's what the jobs are. So let me speak to Asmai and Asbwam in the compounds. Mumakombo nyumu ene bango kuna mizilani ati bakombo ni president wango kukambilani koni hapa pa Facebook. Ni boza yaka heka. Ni wenye. Wakuna mani boza. The people that are standing for you, the people that are working hard for you is President Hakainde Hichilema. Okay? Kwasila. I am a prices ya mene muona ya. So there's 2 things. There is things that are out of control of any government, including government. There's nothing they can do about it. Kuti tilibe oil, Muzambi. Naka Muzambi kuliko oil. Timacha produce oil. Kulibe oil. kulibe oil mu Zambia. Mwani muzachusa kuti oil kuti tikupasa ni oil ya cheap. Niboza. Number two, my prices haya. It's because of the effects of a bad economy less than a year ago, left by people who had stolen massively from you. Swafuna kuti tikambe pale ayo mankani ayo kuba. They don't want. Kuti osakambako kuba. They stole massively from you. They stole. And then they've turned around, come around and say, we're speaking for the poor. The very poor that you stole from. The very poor that you were beating. Bakakambako pangono mwamenya. Udanda ula vichana. Mwenzo timbiwa ima makombo nyumu. Umakada. Mwenzo muka kuti kuposteko ka something pa Facebook wapa. Kuti uzirishani eko kubantu. Bakutimba makada. The same people who used to beat you, abuse you, they turn around and tiku kabilani koni. Who appointed you spokesperson of the Zambian poor? Don't let them cheat you. Don't let them lie to you. They are mad at Hakainde because Hakainde has closed the kafya kurikabuchi. He has closed the loopholes of thieving, of eating from government taxes, from your money. Hakainde has closed those taps. Maonaka? They're mad. Nabafurwa. Echibakalipe. Chakwa Hakainde naisala mfukwe twanda lama bale lilamo. Evyo bafulirwe. Banye mile mane. Kizoze. Banye mile kuli Hakainde has closed the corruption loopholes. So, I don't have a lot of time remaining on my broadcast. I want you to know PF Secretary General Chilangwa is coming. He's coming. He's coming here. We're going to interact. We're going to provide him a platform and ask him questions. Zambian people, do not be cheated. But for change narrative. They're accusing some of us at no Aka wants a job. I can never accept a government job. I can never accept a government job. Because I love private sector. I love the money in the private sector. You should also vie to live in the private sector. 30. There isn't so many government job in the next 10, 15 years. Yet. So Ngabama Munavai Sapa, when Aka posts something, no, you praise team. Yeah, we are praising good things. We are praise team leaders. I'm a praise team leader for good things that will produce jobs. Venevizaleta and Chito in the country. I'm a praise singer for investments. I'm a praise singer for job growth. I'm a praise singer for mothers and women that need to go to work. Zambian youth that need to go to work. That's what I'm praising for. Okay? That's what I'm praising for. So as we come to a close on this program, I want you to know the Zambian government under President Hakainde Hichilema is working tirelessly for you. If they are not, I will tell you myself. and Zambia's foreign direct investments is increasing. Okay, so I'll take a few questions. I have about 2 minutes remaining. All right. Okay. All right. I can invite my TV Bakwe to family is about to come on for another program, but otherwise, thank you for joining me. Frank Saliki, are you here? Atuya Zinguluka. Hey, Frank.
Good evening, my brother.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
How is UK?
UK is very well, thank you. Are you?
We're doing great. We're doing great here. I mean, I was sharing about many opportunities that are coming as a result of improved business environment and investments conditions in Zambia, and I was sharing my thoughts about the slew of online pundits that are peddling lies about the hardships. We have these self-appointed spokespeople for the poor suddenly who have gotten through.
Thank you, my brother.
And it's so surreal that that I sometimes I get agitated, and then I remember, these are the same people who are stealing from the Zambian people. I mean, what do you say about that?
It's interesting that people spend 10 years from stealing from the Zambian people and actually cause poverty. And then they argue when somebody tries to fix it that it's taking too slow. You had 10 years for this and people's lives will not improve. What I would say to Zambian people who have to understand, I grew up in Luanshya, so in the Ramco's days when the mines closed, and I remember the poverty that existed. So that has just carried on over the years. That's just continued. And we have to ask ourselves, how can we fix that? So one, HH is trying to fix, the current government is trying to fix what was broken by the PF for 10 years, plus what was also broken way before that. So there's a lot of work to go in, creating an environment. I think one thing when HH says we're promising jobs, what a lot of people thought is HH is going to give people jobs. The European government is going to come and give people jobs. The role of the responsibility of the responsibility of the government in an economy is not to create jobs, but to create an environment that's conducive for business to grow. When business grows, then opportunities for jobs are also there. That is what is important. And over the last few years, there's not been an environment for business to grow. There's not been an environment conducive for business to grow. And before we see significant economic changes, we have to see an environment that is conducive for businesses to grow. And when businesses grow and businesses are set up, employment opportunities are also created.
I mean, that's it. That's as simple as that. As simple as that. And a lot of people are failing. And I know the anxiousness. I know the need to move at lightning speed to create these jobs. But this is not much abracadabra. Things are working, and so that's not how things work. Mr. Kanika, welcome.
Vaka, thank you very much. Yeah, how are you? And Frank, long time.
I'm very well, my brother. What do you say about? I was asking Frank about these, self-appointed spokespeople of the poor and the incessant complaints about we don't have jobs, we don't have this, prices are this. What do you say to that?
You see, the fact which you should know very well is there will never be jobs for everyone enough, but we can create jobs for ourselves. So in terms of this, the pressing or the people are trying to say, you don't have jobs, you don't have this. Look, there's a limit the government can provide, and there's a limit the private can provide. But we need also to do ourselves some services that can try to push at somewhere else.
Mhm.
For example, today we are talking of the Bank of Zambia telling us that we have about 3 billion US dollars in reserves, meaning that the import cover for a country is now 3 months, meaning that we
Three
can
months.
import things. Yes, we can import things, and there will be no extra changes that may be affected, meaning that we at least have something that we can smile about. Well, on the other hand, yesterday we were told that the inflation is 9.7. We are talking about the dollar, which has been on 17 kwacha for the past 9 months.
Yeah.
This is what we talk about when we say trust the process.
Trust the process. Trust the process. You're right, Mr. Kanika. I appreciate you for that. Mr. Nkwilimba, welcome.
Thank you. You're quite faint, but I can
Oh,
hear
okay.
what is going on.
I'm sorry. I just finished my show about what's happening around, the issues around, and I'm just trying to ask our TV Bakwe family to weigh in on the issues at hand. We have now $3 billion in Forex reserve for 3 months import cover for the country. And what do you say to that? Is that a good thing? I might, Mr. Nquilimba might have not have.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Sorry. You are quite faint, so I didn't hear the question.
Okay, so what do you say about the $3 billion foreign forex reserve that has increased for 3 months import cover for Zambia?
That's amazing. I mean, it's almost unbelievable when you think of where we have come from.
Mhm.
So for me, that's really something that is outstanding to say the least, and it gives us so much hope in this country.
I agree with you, 100% agree with you. And it's almost like I was telling someone there is this notion that we should forget about all the problems that we had. Suddenly, everyone that the leaders that are here now should only solve the problems now. We shouldn't talk about what happened last time. There's this thing, this weird logic that everything we are facing now should be solved by Akahinde, no matter what. We shouldn't refer to what happened. And I was telling someone today and said, look, when a woman gets pregnant, okay, or let's just say a woman has a baby today. There's a childbirth that happens today. The childbirth is happening because 9 months ago, a woman conceived. Okay, so you can't say, you are just seeing the child, forget about what happened. You are dealing with the child and the consequences of having a child because 9 months ago, something happened to make this woman pregnant. That's how we say it in Ubulozi. We use illustratives like that. You see, 9 months ago, there was a miracle. A woman conceived. 9 months later, you have a child, and you have to deal with the child, caring issues. You have to raise that child. You have to pay for school fees for that child. The consequences of conceiving 9 months before. So people wanted to tell us, forget about what happened in the PF regime. Let's talk about now and the future. They want to sanitize the bad history, and they want to lump all the problems that we are facing now on HH.
Yeah,
fair?
that my brother, that sounds like we can do a program just on its own on that topic. It'd be quite good to address that.
Listen, hey guys, I just brought you here for a few minutes. I want to thank you for joining me, and appreciate you guys for your patience. And I'm signing off.
Right, we can end the program. We're gonna have a meeting in the background.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining, viewers, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.